Welcome to Module 4, Using Data to Improve Student Achievement. In this module, learners will explore the importance of student data as it provides an instructional story about each and every student. They will use spreadsheets to calculate, average, and graph data in order to analyze it to make future instructional decisions. Learners will assume the role of a teacher participating in a data conversation about their class, sharing their extensive analysis with the school leadership team. By the end of this session, learners will be able to evaluate sources of classroom and school data to improve student learning, analyze classroom data in order to make future data-based instructional decisions, and track, average, and graph authentic classroom-based data using spreadsheets. Types of data. There are 4 types of school data: demographic, processes, perceptions, and student learning. Demographic data includes race, gender, attendance, behavior, etc. Process data includes curriculum, policies, instruction, strategies, etc. Perception data includes parent or community attitudes, district climate, and student or teacher attitudes. And finally, student learning data includes summative and formative assessment results, teacher evaluations, and test results. This chart demonstrates the effects of certain data in schools. Demographic data can show changes over time to the context and culture of the school. Perception data can examine attitudes over time about environmental improvement. Student learning provides data on student performance on different measures. And school processes examines the performance of programs over time. Brainstorm this. What data sources do teachers have at their disposal to help inform them of their students? Here are some examples of data sources teachers can use to plan instruction. There's their gradebook, CUME folders, portfolios, standardized test results, other tests and quizzes, formative assessments, anecdotal notes, parental information, learning inventories, exit ticket results, and articulation from past teachers. Here is a quick informal data task with a snippet of a science gradebook. Answer the following questions. Some are a bit tricky. What objective had the highest average? What objective had the lowest average? Why were the averages so much higher for assignments 2 and 3? What factors influenced the low average for student 5 and 7? What function will be hindered by entering these codes of AB, absent, and late? The most important influence of this task is to think about what comes next for these students and for their teacher. Data should be about future action. Excel is a spreadsheet program used by accountants originally, but is now used by many to collect and analyze any kind of data. Here is some need-to-know vocabulary. Cell. Cell is block that exists in the rows and columns, which are labeled with letters and numbers. It is like their address for locating data quickly. A row is the horizontal cells, while the column is the vertical cells. When I say highlight, or when you hear the term highlight when it comes to spreadsheets, it's about selecting either a cell or multiple cells. AutoSum is the math functions built in. It actually allows sums, averages, and additional functions. And then there's also text wrap, which helps fit text neatly into cells. Here is a real-world application for data analysis and instructional decision making. Assume you are a teacher and students are not performing well in math. There are low test averages, minimal homework completion, and subpar attendance percentages. How can a teacher help improve the following scenarios? Low test averages, minimal homework completion, and subpar attendance percentages. Some interventions for low test scores can include changing the testing schedule, holding a review, using manipulatives, implementing warm-ups or drills, practice tests, modifying teaching approach, following all IEPs and 504s, giving clear directions, differentiating instruction, providing a study guide, intervention plans, the use of exit tickets, the use of small learning groups, peer mentors, tutoring, re-examining the reliability of tests. For minimal homework completion, there are incentive programs, study halls, coach clubs, homework clubs, change in the homework format, check in on home situation, or you can add a real world application or concepts to the actual homework. For attendance issues, there is positive reinforcement programs, there's contacting home, holding a student parent conference, and accessing a pupil personnel worker or administrator if attendance continues to be an issue. The practice gradebook will provide you with some data analysis and Excel practice. There is also a video tutorial if you need help. This is submitted for completion into Joule. For the assignment, you will be taking on the role of an educator preparing for a data conversation. The task explains the steps and procedures for completing the assignment. There is also an assignment gradebook similar to the practice gradebook, a tutorial walking you through the gradebook component, and a rubric. The completed gradebook and a second document for the data analysis and instructional decision making is due into the ePortfolio.